Hello and welcome to another video. It's now mid-August and the sun is shining. It's pretty warm. The UK is experiencing its 5th, 6th heat wave. I lost count. It has been the craziest summer, certainly the hottest year overall of in my lifetime, and I think ever at this point, or at least going as far back as the Met Office records go, some 100 and whatever it is years. Everything is dry. Most of the UK is in drought. There's wildfires raging all over the place, and it's kind of scary, really. You always think, or we always used to think, maybe that climate change was going to be like a problem for people in the future, sort of kids and grandkids kind of things. But it's very clearly kind of showing up on our doorsteps already. But that aside, as I sit on my little scoot, spewing out a small amount of CO2 into the atmosphere, it is also time for Luna's annual service. So Luna, my Yamaha NMAX 125, I brought from a dealership called Padgetts, who are in Batley, which is kind of, I guess, on the outskirts of, say, Leeds. It's in that kind of area. I'm not sure if it's a bit closer to Bradford or Leeds off the top of my head, but it's in that general direction. It's about 20 odd miles. On a good day, it's about 45 minutes. I've had to leave a bit early today because my sat-nav's telling me it's going to take me an hour and a quarter to get there, which doesn't look good. And there's a lot of like little red blocks on the road, which generally means there's very slow-moving traffic in a lot of places. So I know there's some roadworks on the A646. So, I mean, yeah, as you can see, I'm already kind of coming to a halt. So I guess we'll get there when we get there, but the appointment's at 2 o'clock. So hopefully the traffic won't be too bad. Now, as you can probably hear on the microphone, there is going to be a little bit of wind noise on this video. I couldn't find the cover to go on the GoPro. I have no idea what's happened to it. I might have to buy another one. So please bear with me on this video. There is going to be a little bit of wind noise. So I don't actually normally filter very much. A lot of the roads around where I live are quite narrow. Even when they're wide like this, there's often parked cars down one side, which effectively makes them narrow. But I'm also quite conscious that the arrival time I can see on Apple Maps is already like only giving me like a 5-minute window, so I'm not late. It probably doesn't matter if I'm slightly late, but I don't like to be late. I'm not that kind of person. So every time the traffic grinds to a halt here, where it looks safe, I'm going to try and filter past the other cars on the road. And it's quite nice, it's quite liberating to be able to do that, but I don't know. I always feel a bit guilty doing it. I know some drivers get quite upset when they see bikes filtering past because they think it's not legal or it's undertaking or whatever. I mean, it doesn't help that although the highway code kind of mentions it, there's no like little paragraph that explicitly says filtering is legal. There's just lots of places that just sort of, refer to sort of doing it kind of safely and when you shouldn't do it and that sort of thing. But anyway, as you can see here, the cars are just kind of, it's constant like stop-start. You'll move a few meters and then you come to a halt again. So I'm going to be going past a few moving vehicles and then tucking in when necessary. Like here, you can see the road's pretty narrow, right? So as soon as there's a gap, I'm just going to pop back in again. There's one thing these kind of traffic jams are good for is practicing your slow riding skills, right? Keeping the bike balanced to like 3 to 5 miles an hour while going uphill often cases. Yeah. The little red section on the map is gradually getting smaller, so hopefully we'll get past this soon. In fact, I don't think I've actually seen the traffic lights yet, so it's clearly quite a long tailback. In fact, you know what? I think it would probably be quite fun. I'm going to put up like a little counter every time I hit roadworks. I'll just increment the count, and we'll see how many sets of roadworks I run into on the way to Batley. So I was thinking about filtering here again, but with those cars parked up on the right there, I just thought, it's a little bit tight. Some of those cars are quite close to the centre line, so decided to just hang back. It's fine, I'm going to cut out a lot of the waiting, so you don't have to wait in traffic with me. And here it is, finally, the source of that delay. We've only just hit it. So, that was a really long tailback. That's going back at least a mile or so. That is pretty crazy. So I'm not sure why we're slowing down here. This isn't normally a spot where there's hold-ups. Surely not more roadworks. Please no. I think there's a zebra crossing up here, so maybe it's that? No, there's no one here. Randomly we're going to stop for those people that have walked past already. Okay, that's fine. Hang on, what was that red sign back there? Missed that. Now, I have had cases before where there's roadworks just round this corner, and I've been coming around this corner, at a reasonable speed, but then I've just had to slam on the brakes, because obviously it's a blind corner, and if there's a queue of traffic here, then it's quite dangerous, especially if there's no forewarning of there being roadworks. But the fact that we're stopped here is not a good sign. Yep, so that's number 2 then. Jeez, I hope this is the last one on the A646. This is, at least there's a hole this time, right? Still no one working, but at least there's a hole. mildly annoying to have just overtaken that car to now have it sat in front of me again at the next red light. But never mind, it's fine. They were doing like 35 going up a 40, so I've got places to be. The clock is ticking. Hopefully they're not going to be going along well below the speed limit up here. Fingers crossed. Oh, that guy's definitely doing 30, isn't he? You know what? I love motorcycles, but really loud motorcycles, it's a bit obnoxious. And I don't know. It's a bit like... it's just like screaming out to everyone, like, hey, look at me, I'm breaking the speed limit. Which seems like not the smartest thing to do. And there's a few speed cameras on this road as well, so... I mean, look at this person here with a pillion. The engine ain't screaming, they're not absolutely rev bombing. They're just being like a good citizen. It's like, isn't that what we should all be aiming to do? Just being like crazy loud, and it's just the sort of thing I think that turns regular folk off of motorcyclists and creates I don't know. I suppose motorcyclists have always had a bit of a bad boy image, right? And I suppose it kind of plays into that, the whole loud exhaust and what have you. But yeah, I don't know. I maybe it's just because I'm late to coming into the world of motorcycling, but it's just obnoxious. It's just like, it's the same thing when like someone's like revving like their sports car or whatever. It's just, I hate to say it, but it screams small dick energy, right? So you have to be careful here because the dual carriageway hasn't become a 40-mile-an-hour zone yet, and you can see those big yellow speed cameras kind of on the poles there. And my speed is just starting to creep up above 30 there, so I'm really counting on the speedo being a bit optimistic about my speed there, because I was probably pushing it a little bit, but it's quite tricky because you're going downhill. So obviously the bike is quite keen to pick up speed anyway, so it's a tricky one. I hate all these damn speed cameras everywhere, especially somewhere like that where you're immediately going into a faster road. It's just a little bit of a money-making exercise, isn't it? Fair enough, you know, you want people to slow down when they're coming off the dual carriageway, but when they're going onto it, really shouldn't matter that much, should it? But I guess that ain't the world we live in. Right, so here we are again at my least favourite roundabout. There's a lot of lanes on this one, and it's traffic light controlled, and road markings are starting to get really quite worn out in places. So I really don't like it. Like most roundabouts I'm fine with, but once you get this many lanes, it just stresses me the hell out. I never quite know what to do when it comes to indicating when there's a traffic light controlled roundabout. I guess you should still indicate when you're coming off, but you can only go when the lights are green and you already should be in the right lane, I suppose. But yeah, I hate this. It's the worst part of Halifax. In fact, there's a lot of vaguely confusing junctions around Halifax, and this roundabout kind of tops it off. You see, like there's little bits of line all over the road, but they're so faded. But I'm in the right lane for the A58. That's the main thing. Oh Jesus! Where the car? No more roadworks! I swear to gods. Feels like it's a little bit late to start saying road ahead closed, doesn't it? And now I'm in the wrong lane because I need to be in the A58 lane, not the town centre one. Thankfully, I don't need to go that way, so that is good. Then I might going to be able to get in the correct lane, or is it going to be a bit of an awkward situation? Right, I guess I can get past. Of course, I can see another vehicle in my mirror. Right. Just some lifesavers, and then there's a gap. There we go. Right. Good, that was the hard bit. Over and done with. That was a relief. So, I really don't like the roundabouts. It really puts me off coming into Halifax. It's fine if it's just taking the first exit, going up to B&Q or heading off that way, but otherwise, if I can possibly avoid going through Halifax, I will. Just because I don't like it. And I know that's stupid, and it's something I should try and practice and what have you, but yeah, it is what it is. This is another one of those slightly weird junctions that there seems to be a lot of around here. There's a lot going on here, but the road kind of splits, so you've got to kind of make sure you're in the right lane, but then there's like, whoa, not space for me to go up there, is there? So I have to stop again. So it's a bit of a strange road, really. Like multiple T-junctions next to each other with a road that then splits going ahead. Bit of a weird one. CBTer there who doesn't value their skin. I mean, it's warm. It's like in mid-20s, but I don't think it's worth risking the skin on your arms. And are those just regular jeans he's wearing? It's kind of hard to tell. So what's with that road position? Oh well. Good luck to him, eh? So this is another bit of a weird junction, right? So I need to take a right turn up here, and I've entered what's clearly a traffic light controlled section. But the traffic lights, there's like this huge dead zone between the greens, and there's so many different roads kind of joining together. And it's a bit vague there, right? And all the road markings are completely worn away. Poor Luna's little engine, struggling against both the wind and the hill. Oh man, it's going to be so nice to get a scooter which has got some more horsepower in it really well. So I don't have to okay, there's national speed limit now, right? Open the throttle wide open, but look how slowly the speed is ticking up as we're still going uphill. Ah, it's kind of painful. The 30 there always feels a little bit sort of premature on this road, because there's not really anything on the right hand side of the road. Okay, there's a couple of houses or whatever. You pass in there on the left. Okay, slightly more than a couple. But it feels like it could easily have been a 40 along here. And then you get kind of the weird road, which is kind of the overpass over the motorway, where it's still 30, and it feels like realistically it could be a bit faster than that. Because, okay, even if you wanted to drop it down for 30 where you go through this a little bit and pass these traffic lights at this junction, then you're just on a straight road over a big bridge. I don't really see the point of having it as 30, but of course there's speed cameras as well. So it's, yeah, it can't even be naughty. I wonder how much that cycle track gets used on either side there. With that much space, I don't understand why there isn't a segregated cycle track. There's massive, great big wide pavements there. Why not just make the pavement a bit wider? I don't know. Maybe I should be in planning. I feel like I could do a better job. There sure are a hell of a lot of speed cameras on this road. All the way from Halifax, it's been like speed cameras. But if you go up north, so you'll know in my other videos, I'm often sort of heading north from sort of Hebden Bridge up towards the Dales and Keighley and that whole sort of area. There's no speed cameras to speak of really, but in this area they're just absolutely everywhere. And I don't know if that's just a consequence of it being like a more urban area, or if it's there's just been a lot of speeding here historically, maybe, and the council sort of felt compelled to put them in to slow vehicles down. I don't know, but yeah, it's just another thing that makes me not want to drive to Batley. I think it kind of sucks that my nearest big kind of Japanese bike kind of dealer, Padgetts, is out this way. And there's nothing else that close. So DC Motorcycles in Brighouse, which is kind of connected to the training school where I've been doing my Mod 1, Mod 2 practice. They don't do... They've got a small section of like second-hand Japanese bikes, but they've got like Kimcos and Ducatis and some of those sort of Italian brands. But they don't really have a particularly great selection of scooters apart from like the sort of Kimco DTXs. And I think aside from that, I think there's a motorcycle dealership in Rochdale. Although a friend of mine, I think, has used them and wasn't that wild on them. And then I think there's one called Appleyard in Keighley, who have a slightly wider range of bikes again. But again, they've got kind of a focus on the kind of Taiwanese and Korean sort of bikes. So I think they've got Sim and maybe is it Chinese for Vogue and some of those other sort of brands. So yeah, it's a bit of a nuisance. I have to go out to Batley to sort of get my bike serviced, and to if I want to get another Honda or another Yamaha, probably gonna, unless I get it second hand from one of these other dealerships, it's gonna mean more trips out to Batley. So that does not spark joy. Well, yeah, so regarding my Mod 2, so if you've not followed the videos you won't know, but basically this year I decided it was finally time to get off the CVT. I say finally, I mean I've been on CVT for 2 and a bit years now. I had to renew that just because the last one ran out. But I passed my Mod 1, and I'm just waiting to do my Mod 2, so I've got a training session booked in August 22nd. So assuming that goes okay, the plan is to get the Mod 2 booked in for September. I've been quoted a price of, I think it's about £300, which is a lot of money, frankly. So I'm really hoping I'm going to pass it first time. So it took 2 goes to pass the Mod 1, and that was about 180, £190 a go. So again, expensive, but £300 a go is even worse. So it would be very good to get that passed. So I'm hoping when I have my training session, they go, yep, you're doing good, Rory, you're doing all your observations, you should have no problem. I hope that's going to be the case. I've certainly been trying to get better at my observations. I think I probably don't always do as many lifesavers as maybe I should do, or maybe as many at least as an examiner might expect me to be doing. So it will be good to get some pointers there, but I don't know, when I did the road ride when I had to renew my CVT, the guy seemed to think I'd be fine straight off without any training at all, but it's so much money on the line, I thought it's better to be safe than sorry, right? What's another, I think it was £200 for 3 hours training? What's another £200, eh? Oh my. Yeah, it's expensive malarkey, this getting a full license, it really is. Oh look, more roadworks. What a shock, what a surprise, there's been so few today. At least there wasn't a queue this time, or a wait, that's a relief. But it's crazy, like why are there so many? Well, we're just about to turn onto Bradford Road, which is where Padgetts is, and I think there's a few other car dealerships and things, and it's really only fitting that this journey kind of ends as it started, with more roadworks. Although at least here it just seems that they've done quite a strange thing. They've just made the road into kind of 1.5 lanes, and there's no traffic lights. But I guess that sort of works. What's less good is I have a guy right up my arse. Which is not going to make turning very easy. So, joy. And there's Padgetts Honda. And then Kawasaki. And then Yamaha is here, I think. And yeah, I need to make that turn, and that guy's right up my arse. I really hope you can see my indicator. And there we go. Right, that was a bit of an ugly turn. But as I say, that guy was so close. Anyway, God, it's a relief to finally be here. That was a very long journey. Ooh, lots of nice scooters there. Is that a Bergman? Very nice. Anyway, until next time, take care. And remember, leave a comment, like and subscribe.